So the nasal defect will be classified according
No, no, no.
according to
Let
the.
us not talk theory. Straight away,
Yes, sir.
what is your plan? Tell us
Okay.
what are you going to do in this particular patient?
Okay, my defect will be a subtotal large, superficial or deep, simple and adversely located, involving middle and lower third and right part of upper third of right side lateral surface, right ala soft triangle, dorsum of nose and part of left lateral unit.
Okay.
And so I will plan a flap with a 3D pattern template with the help of aluminum foil or the catcher suture cover foil over the normal area of the nose or a
Why?
person with similar build.
Why?
Because
Why not a simple lint?
we have to replace the 3D configuration of the nose to maintain the contour
Okay.
of the nose.
Okay. Now, okay. Go ahead. There was something before this slide. What was that?
This is the excision. I will include the whole, the more than one third of the tip was involved, so I will include the whole tip in the excision margin.
So you are talking about the various anatomical units of the nose.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. So you are extending the clearance inferiorly by another 3-4 millimeters.
Yes, sir.
Does it really matter in our skin?
Just to give you aesthetic appearance, I included. We have to include the whole subunit if more than 50% of the subunit is involved.
Yeah, I understand in white skin individuals, but in our skin, do you think does it matter? Really matter?
Mm.
All right, go ahead.
So on reconstruction option, if there is an intact mucosal lining, I will prefer ipsilateral forehead flap based on ipsilateral supratrochlear artery. If cartilage should
Now,
be
no, no, we are talking about excision of skin alone or excision of the total right nose. We'll divide it into two and then talk.
I'm first time if I need to replace skin and cartilage, I am talking about that.
Okay, fine.
So I will give a forehead flap, ipsilateral forehead flap with a conical cartilage graft.
Please, intact preferred option will be ipsilateral forehead flap based on supratrochlear artery
There are three.
and
So and
what about
with
no, no, 1 minute, 1 minute. And conchal cartilage graft. You will do it in one stage, is it?
yes, sir.
Have you seen a forehead flap?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Does it give a watertight closure?
Oh, yes,
Am I clear in my question? Does it give a watertight closure or it is a little opening at the top?
it will be little opening.
If there is a little opening at the top, that being the case, you can place a cartilage graft at the primary sitting itself.
Or if
Can we? Any
yes, sir.
cartilage graft which is free, what is the basic requirement? You should have a
With the
watertight
eye,
closure, absolute
okay.
soft tissue cover.
Okay.
When you are having one open to the atmosphere, how can you insert a free cartilage graft? Can you? You can't, Naresh, take it from me.
Yes, sir.
Can't do it. So that means that you have to do the forehead flap. The forehead flap itself is a two-stage procedure.
Yes, sir.
You have to first give the forehead flap and then cut it off and then return the rest of the flap. And then in the third stage, you can go ahead and do a conchal cartilage graft.
Okay, sir.
Understood? Now, you said ipsilateral forehead flap Is it a straight line flap or an oblique forehead? You said you're given oblique forehead as the second option.
Yes, it's a straight, axial forehead flap is a straight line flap.
It's a straight line flap.
Yes.
All right. Now, if that is so, for the what is the width of the defect in the maximum area?
Width of the defect is 5 centimeters.
5 centimeters. Do you still prefer a forehead flap for this? What will happen to the donor area? How are you planning to close it?
Donor area, proximal portion, I will close primarily. Distal portion, if closure not possible, I will do a skin grafting.
You yourself, skin graft is not acceptable in the face.
Or
Give skin graft there.
it will be closer to the hairline.
Close to the hairline?
It will be closer to the hairline. The defect will be.
I see. All right. As a matter of fact, your flap will extend into the hairline. He has a central hairline, so that hair will come into the nose actually. Now, you think 5 centimeters defect in the forehead can be closed?
No, sir. That will be difficult.
So it is very difficult. How much of a forehead defect can be closed primarily?
Around 3 centimeter can be closed.
Even 3 is very difficult. Naresh, take it from me. 2 centimeters is the one that is ideal for primary closure. Even that sometimes becomes very, very difficult. What are the techniques you use to try to close that defect?
I will do undermining
Okay.
of the natures.
Okay.
Up to for 5 centimeter, I can undermine below the.
No, undermining is one technique. Is there any other technique where you can do some release and then bring the two edges together?
I can advance.
Have you heard about Galiel scoring?
Yes, sir.
Can you do this here?
Yes, sir. We can do.
How should be the incisions?
The gallia is completely divided at 1 centimeter intervals.
Yeah. How should be the incisions? Horizontal or vertical?
The incision should be horizontal.
How can it be? Your flap is vertical, isn't it? So the incision should be parallel to your flap incisions. You understood? Then only the gallia will yield, and then you will be able to close primarily. So please remember,
Yes, sir.
it is very, very difficult. So oblique forehead flap. Is it an axial pattern flap?
Yes, sir. It's actually it is based on the vascular anastomosis.
Can you put the photograph of the patient and then show me with the highlighter or your thing how your flap is doing? No. Go to a screen show, slideshow, please.
Yes, sir. No, I'm having the photo, sir. I will try to show. Oblique forehead flap, I will show, sir. I'm having the photo.
No, it's okay. Just show me the photograph.
Okay.
Let us mark on the patient. Okay. So basically, you told me ipsilateral forehead flap, but actually you have marked contralateral.
This is oblique forehead flap based on contralateral pedicle.
I see.
Ipsilateral forehead flap I will show now. This is ipsilateral forehead flap I designed.
Oh, it seemed to have a lot of extensions.
For the tip and right side ala, I given two extension and
Do you think this will be easier or a contralateral forehead will be easier?
contralateral oblique forehead contralateral will be easier, sir. But contralateral side there is a
Obviously,
small.
obviously, because if you take an ipsilateral one, it is going to kink further. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Patient is
But
going to be more than 180 degrees, so it is much more difficult than a contralateral forehead, isn't it?
yes, sir. But contralateral side there is a lesion in the forehead,
Okay.
so it will be difficult to plan a flap on the
By
contralateral.
supposing it is a oblique forehead, can you not avoid that lesion?
Yeah, oblique forehead we can do, but we will transect the arteries. We so that the if any in case of flap failure, if we do ipsilateral flap, there will be an alternative in the second stage. There will be the another contralateral artery will be intact for
I see.
the
Now,
contralateral flap.
what is the principle of these scalp flaps?
Scalping flap.
The artery should be dissected all through the flap, or it is okay if the artery is present at the base of the flap.
If it's okay, that be present at the base.
Yeah, precisely, because as you can go back to your anatomy, it is supplied, even though there are plenty of vessels on the periphery, it forms a network. So if an artery enters the base of the flap is invariably very, very safe. Reason, as far as the forehead flaps or the scalp flaps, you can have it based on a very, very small, narrow skin pedicle. And the business end can be widened. You have yourself marked with a business end wide and narrowing it down.
Yes, sir.
It happens because if it enters the flap, that's more than enough, because it forms a plexus and then covers the entire area. All right. Now, okay. Now that is your second plan. Is it?
Yes, sir.
If no lining is required, but
Uh,
it will be a huge patch of skin graft in the forehead.
yes, sir.
Now, if I were you, go back to the patient. Right. Now, this patient, it will be easier to design an oblique forehead on the contralateral side
Yes, sir.
because of the fact that he has alopecia patch on that side. They almost you go back there. There is a big area where there is no hair, so you can always use that with an oblique forehead flap, and then the entire wound can be covered. Similarly, because the business end goes towards the scalp, you can apply a skin graft there and later on address the deformity in a secondary procedure.
Yes, sir.
So, how will you return a forehead flap? Will you return the entire flap?
No, sir. I will because we already closing the donor area primarily.
So-
There is no, and if we return the base of the flap, it will form a low formation. It will be bulky, that area.
Is that the reason? Now, if you're going to return the entire flap, there will be two parallel scars in the forehead. Please imagine that.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to have two parallel scars in the forehead. So that is the reason you don't return it completely. But you have to return it partially because of the fact that when you do a primary closure of this forehead flap, donor area, the two eyebrows will come together, don't they?
Yes, sir.
So you don't want to have a married eyebrow deformity posteriorly. So you have to return only the glabellar portion of the flap.
Level of it. Yes, sir.
That is returned. Rest of the flap is discarded. Okay. Now, what is your other plan apart from this?
My other plan is it is a huge defect, so I can't do a local flap, and
Mhm.
so I will
You
go
live-
for a radial forearm R3 flap.
All right. Now, how does radial forearm artery flap work for nasal reconstructions?
It is good vasculature and comparatively thin compared to other flaps, other free flaps.
Mhm.
So it will be easy to
It will be easy,
uh,
should not be the answer.
yeah, it will be
No, there
the
are
thickness will
issues.
be
There are many issues while selecting a free flap for nasal reconstruction. One is the bulk. Even if it is
just
a radial forearm, it will be really bulky and would require multiple sittings for adjustment. The second objection is the color match will never be all right. You try to bring in skin from elsewhere, the color match will not be very good. And I don't have much of an appreciation for radial forearm flap for any defect for that matter because it produces a donor defect. Most of my patients, my previous patients, radial forearm patients, come back to me and say that I'm not happy with my forehead skin graft, I mean forearm skin graft. I'm not able to wear a half sleeves at all, more if it's a woman.
mm,
So please be careful. Can
okay.
you think of some other local flaps? You're saying that
Uh,
absolutely no other flap?
a scalping flap can be did, but we have to do in secondary stage because there are the lesions are present in the scalp.
No, no. I'm not able to understand your objections.
Scalping flap can be done.
Now, put this in a bigger slideshow presentation, please.
Uh,
Have you marked that? This cap,
no, sir. Scalping flap I didn't mention in the option.
you didn't
Uh,
mention at all.
yeah, yes, sir.
Why?
Because there are multiple small lesions present. So
Where?
in the primary stage, scalping in the scalp region in the forehead.
I'm for the scalping flap business area. I don't see any lesion.
Yes,
Have you marked the
yes.
scalping flap in the
No, sir, I
area?
didn't mark.
You didn't mark. Okay. In the scalping flap area, as a matter of fact, the forehead, um, it is relatively free, relatively totally free. You can bring it down easily. So remember, try to give preference to local flaps. Okay. Any other flap? Of course, let us finish the local flap and then go.
Yes, sir. Uh, Post-auricular flap can be
What
done.
is that flap called?
Wash your flap.
Washer flap. Will washer flap come here?
Yes, but the defect is big. It will not be enough to cover the defect.
You need to measure. It will be possible to cover the defect. After all, it is only a 5 centimeter defect. Do you think the post-auricular skin is that much of skin alone is there? Plenty of skin is there. Fascio skin, again, it's a very, very thin skin. It gives wonderful results, but again, I would say compare it with a scalping or forehead, the color match may not be all that great. So I will, that's the last option. Can we do a transverse forehead flap?
Yes, sir.
Yes, certainly you can do a transverse forehead flap for this. These are all the options. But if the lining is also lost, how are you going to manage it?
So for the lining, first I will prefer a distally folded fasciocutaneous flap to give the distal lining, and later on in secondary stage I will put a cartilage graft for support. And the
No,
second
no,
option is, yes
no,
sir.
1 minute, 1 minute. Where is this distally folded fasciocutaneous flap coming from?
It's a forehead, sir, forehead flap.
Forehead
In the
flap.
forehead, the
So,
distal portion I will fold
okay,
on it.
folded forehead flap. You're talking about a classical transverse forehead flap,
Yes
isn't it?
sir.
Will you do a delay?
Uh, yes sir.
Why?
To improve the vascularity,
Mhm. What type of delay?
and mm,
You know, there are different types of delay.
yes sir.
Yeah, okay, go ahead and learn about it. I think we are nearing the end of the session. Okay,
Yes sir.
now then you want to then ipsilateral septal mucosal flap.
Yes sir.
Okay, do you know how to take it?
So I
You're
will
going to take a mu, mucopericondial flap or along
muc.
the
I
cartilage.
will take a I will take a muco pericardial flap, and I will harvest the cartilage for giving the nasal support.
Now, please remember all these things cannot be done in a single stage. Nose reconstruction involves many, many stages. It is not a simple thing. You cannot do it in a single procedure. So it will require multiple procedures. That is what I need you to understand. All
Yes
right.
sir.
If nothing is possible, you will go for a radial forearm flap.
Yes sir.
In the radial forearm flap, again, if you want to select that, you can do it only for the skin or both lining and skin. But
Yes
when you
sir.
use skin for both lining and cover, what will be the basic problem?
It will collapse into the nasal cavity. There will be obstruction in breathing.
Precise, there will be nostril stenosis. Now, nostril
Nostril stenosis.
is one of the biggest problem. It happens even in a folded forehead flap.
Yes sir.
In forehead folded flap, it can't happen. It still happens. So it is one of the important problems that can happen in if you're using skin on either side. Can we use any other material for lining? Any other thing?
We, we
Sorry?
can use the skin graft for lining.
Skin graft for lining. Yes, you can use a skin graft for lining. Um, Generally, there has been quite a lot of objection to it because they say it cannot replace a mucosa, but generally it does fairly well. So if you want to have a thin cover, you can use a skin graft. Can we use a mucosal graft?
Yes sir. We can.
You can use a mucosal graft. They might ask you how you're going to take a mucosal graft, from where you're going to take a mucosal graft, and what is the instrument you're going to use. All those questions will come through. Now, let us not waste time. Now, you talked about pre-laminated flap.
Yes sir.
That
So pre-laminated flap, I will raise the distal portion of the flap, and I will harvest the cartilage in between the muscle and the skin in the subcutaneous layer, and I will place and if needed I will put a skin graft also below the muscle layer,
all right.
and I
Nasolabial flap. Will it come for this particular patient?
yes, the nasolabial flap can be used for the nasal rim lining can be used.
Naresh, I'll tell you a small trick. You are
Yes,
going to
sir.
consultant. Don't say that I can do it. No, you have to be very firm in your statements. One of my colleagues went down in the exam because he didn't talk like a consultant. So you talk like a consultant because you're the ultimate now.
Yes,
So
sir.
hesitate. talk like a consultant. Okay. All right. Forget the nasal flap. Any other thing you are planning?
That's also my options.
Okay. Now, when you select a free flap, please remember you have to select one that doesn't have much of a hair.
Yes, sir.
So if a forearm is full of hair, again, it is going to be very tough for you, unless otherwise you do some hair removal using laser, using whatever you want, and then do it. Okay, I think we are up to 1 hour is over. I think we are through with this. Dr. Lakshmi, I think we have finished.
Sir, you wanted to give some guidelines regarding reconstruction of nose. So,
Oh yes, I can do it. Right now, if you want me to do it, I'll do it. Otherwise,
yes, sir.
whichever way you.
We'll okay, Niraj sir, shall we finish that part and go for the second case?
Yeah, you finish that part and then we will go to
sir want to give some show clinical cases and
Okay.
tell about the reconstruction, sir.
Okay, madam. You can.
Sir, Chandan sir, we'll continue, sir, with your presentation.
Okay.
Sir, finally, Chandan sir, you give the preferable option for this case also.
Yeah, I will do that. Are you able to see me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
My screen is seen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Now, this is what we were discussing today. Now, I am not very much worried about these small lesions here or this small lesion, because I feel that we can always manage it with post-operative follow-up or maybe some 5-FU creams and then review the case later on. So I am not too worried about that. Now, the options that have is, once I have excised this, if the mucosa is free, the oblique forehead, why I said that it is a contralateral oblique forehead, which will go like this.
Yes.
Now here is an alopecia patch, so you can take that as the business end and cover this entire area. Now, that is quite easy and a two-stage procedure. The other options are scalping flap. Again, the scalping flap, now that is the business area that can be easily brought down with a scalping flap. You can also fashion the scalping flap. You can also use it for part of the lining. Now, whenever you excise the alar rim, you need to reconstruct the alar rim for proper aesthetic appearance. So you can fashion everything using a scalping flap. Of course, fascio flap, I need to check the area behind the ear. Again, fascio flap is a very good option for nose. I have done a fairly series of cases. Now, what about this area, nasolabial area? That again is a very good option. Now, I generally reconstruct the upper half of the nose using the forehead and the lower part of the nose using the nasolabial area only. Now, this, you can design a flap like this in the form of a VY advancement. Quite simple. And you can advance this entire skin into here. Now, with that introduction, I'll just show you a few of my cases. Now, this is a simple one in interpolation flap. All you have to do is a two-stage procedure, forehead flap. Attach it, divide it, and There ends the matter. Now, most often these may not even require a support, skeletal support, because the forehead skin is quite thick. Now, use the nasolabial area here, and this is a slight swing procedure. Very simple, especially useful in older age group. Now, this is for older age group skin only defects. Lower down, you can have this composite defects like this. Again, an islanded nasolabial flap used both for lining and cover, and follow it up with a skeletal support. I generally prefer the conchal cartilage of the ear. You can shape it very nicely as the alar cartilage and then give that as the cover. Now, this is what I was telling you about. Now, this is a fairly similar defect to that of this patient now. This is what will happen. It will go up to the alar rim, and that will be the entire defect. Now, this is a long VY advancement. Now, when designing this, the length of the flap should be more than twice the length of the defect and exactly that of the width of the defect. Now, you can incise and the entire flap can be advanced and you can get a fairly good result. Most often, as I told you, they may not even require a skeletal support. Now, forehead for lining and cover, sometimes even the columella is lost. Then in such circumstances, you may have to use the forehead with a trapdoor for lining, or you can even use a folded forehead. But remember, the nostril stenosis is always a problem. You may have to do multiple procedures for that thinning. And after that, I have designed a flap from the opposite nostril and brought it here. That is when the nostril floor can be reconstructed. So again, these procedures require multiple stages. Don't think that from here to here he has just traveled. It has taken several years and multiple procedures are required. Again, you can island the forehead. Now here it's a transverse island forehead that has been brought down. And again, the part of the forehead has been used for the columella, and I have added support to it. So that also can be done. Scalping flap is a wonderful flap. It can be used for lining, cover, and after that you can add up support. It is a very, very safe, effective flap. It can also be expanded. You can insert an expander. Now here this is a benign lesion, so where you can wait, do the expansion, and do the forehead flap for a huge defect. So again, you can do an expanded flap. Now, seagull flap is another option here. I have used a skin graft, as you can see, for lining, so that it is doesn't produce too much of thickness and there is no nostril stenosis, and use the seagull flap for the cover. So, and transverse forehead. Now, this patient was operated 35 years ago, where primary reconstruction in those times were not popular. So first stage, I have done an excision with a skin graft there. And in the second stage, I have taken the transverse forehead and brought it here. And the third stage, I have returned the flap. So this again is a very good option. Finally, fascio flap. Now, fascio flap, it is based on the communication between the retroauricular and the superficial temporal artery. Very useful flap, and it can, in complex situation, it can be very, very useful. So thank you very much for the listening.